This is the Sports Nightly Fantasy Football League podcast.
Wow, what a throw, 33 yards. Winston is hotter than a match, his ninth completion here in the first quarter.
You know how I feel about stats. Really, stats are for losers. Final scores for winners.
Here goes Chubb, he's going to go! 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Nick Chubb! He's got a hat trick!
Anybody can be beat. An 83-yard touchdown strike by the NFL MVP.
You like that? You like that?
Now here's your host, Ben McLaughlin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first Sports Nightly Fantasy Football podcast. That's right, Fantasy Football podcast. We've got the
Sponsored
band of
by.
experts here. Yeah, we don't know yet. Hopefully soon. We've got the band of experts here to walk you through a very exciting and thrilling and expertise-filled season of fantasy football. 10 teams in this baby. Bragging rights on the line. We're trying to work on some type of prize for the winner in this as well. We do have a fan that has won our name contest that is now in the league. Star City is the fan entrance. Lamar is his name, and so we welcome him into the draft. By the time you're hearing this, the draft will have already taken place. So this is the draft edition of the Fantasy Football podcast. We are getting ready to draft our teams. The draft starts in 7 minutes and 56 seconds. I believe does Mick have the first pick, boys? Mick Steiner has the first pick. Team McLaughlin has pick number 2. Josh Banderas, former Husker, has pick number 3. Austin Orman pick number 4. I think this is Tim,
Brett.
pick 5. Brett, pick 5. Tim, pick 6.
That's me.
I don't know anybody's team name. Josh is... Tim, are you 7? Tim must be 7. Process of elimination.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure
And,
Yacht's inside source, so we
there
prefer
you
not
go.
to burn sources on this podcast.
Perfect. Love it. So then we'll have our second former Husker, and Jeremiah Searles will pick 9th, and Greg Sharp will pick 10th, the voice of the Huskers. Okay, boys, let's just start with Josh. Your experience in fantasy football. What is your strategy heading into this draft?
Well,
you don't need to tell us who you're going to pick, but
Right. I was going to say, I don't have a ton of strategy. I did a little bit of research coming in, but not a ton. Fantasy football, honestly, isn't my strong suit. I like fantasy stuff. I like fantasy baseball, fantasy basketball, but fantasy football, I've only been good at, maybe 1 or 2 years of my life. But I've been playing for, probably 15 years and usually do at least one draft every season. So I have experience, but I'm not great at it. So we'll see how this goes. I expect the competition to be pretty fierce. And I kind of like, though, being pick number 6 right about in the middle and, giving you a little bit of room on each side to figure out what you're going to do. So I would rather be there than on one end or the other of the draft snake. So I'm feeling pretty good about where I'm at.
This is a snake draft, as Josh said, PPR format. 2 wide receivers, 1 flex. Okay, Tim Curran is in the house. We've already heard his angelic vocal cords. Tim, your experience in fantasy football and kind of your mindset as we begin this draft in 5 minutes and 47 seconds.
Yeah, I don't have a bunch of experience. I've been doing fantasy football for a few years, but when I play to win, and I also win to play, as Michael Scott put it once. I think my strategy heading into this one is step 1, draft Tom Brady. Step 2, ? Step 3, profit. And that's pretty much the go-around there. I'm kind of flying by the seat of my pants. I will say this draft is already in protest because I'm picking 7th. I'm not sure who picked the draft order, but if I'm not picking top 3, I'm going to throw a hissy fit throughout this entire draft. So
Mission
you guys
accomplished.
can expect to hear from my attorney.
This is on ESPN.
But that's
this is a randomized draft order. So if you've got a problem, take it up with the support staff. And let me know how that goes for you. Austin Orman, a part of this. The Orman Rowboats are back for their second sport of the calendar year. Austin, how you feeling heading into this thing?
I'm feeling pretty good. I've played fantasy football for a few years now. When early in my career, play would have been a little bit of a stretch. I didn't do a single wire transaction, no waivers or anything my first year, and I have become notorious in my family for not drafting. So my first plan this year is to make it all the way through this draft. I have straight up ignored them before. I have fallen asleep 15 minutes before them before. So I am locked in. I'm focused. I'm going to make it all the way through this draft. I'm going to see how it goes after that.
Tim Kern will keep you awake. Tim will task you with that responsibility. If we're seeing the draft clock tick down on the Orman rowboats, we're going to need some type of bear horn or something from your side to make sure that he's awake. Brett Whitty in the house.
I've got some feisty rejoinders ready to go.
Pick number 5 for Homeland Obscurity. All right, Mr. Brett. I know you're into fantasy. We've played fantasy before, not necessarily fantasy football, but you do have experience and know how this works. What's your confidence level as we begin here in about 3.5 minutes?
I mean, confidence level is low just because I'm playing with you guys for the last 6 years. I know how good you, Josh and Ben, and not necessarily Tim, but you guys are at fantasy sports. So I'm hoping to make the playoffs, I guess, would be my goal here. But the bar is low because I have been out of the NFL sphere for quite a while. So I'm gonna have to dip my toe back into the water to gain a little bit more knowledge on who to pick here.
Brett's
Fantastic.
like a 3-star prospect. He's got some room to grow, but the potential's there.
The potential on either end could go either way.
If you're listening to this, you're obviously a big fantasy fan, and if you've got comments based on our picks, and we won't run through all the picks that are happening, but we'll give you, an idea of who's being selected where. Feel free to tweet at us. We'll let the guys plug their Twitter handles as this thing progresses, throughout the day here, but. Yeah, we were recording this on Sunday afternoon, so things may have changed in terms of injuries by the time that you hear this. We hope not. The first game is happening on Thursday, the Chiefs and the Texans. Okay, so I'm a Chiefs fan. Josh is a Chiefs fan.
Yep.
Austin is a Colts fan. Brett, do you have a team?
I used to be a Rams fan, but I can't claim them anymore. So I'm going for any and every player right now, other than a Cowboys player. I do not like the Cowboys.
So for rooting interest, Tim is a TB12 fan. He is a Tom Brady fan. So I guess you're a de facto Bucs fan. Is that how this is going to work?
Well, the Patriots numero uno, but I'm definitely riding the Bucs bandwagon pretty hardcore this year. You can rest assured. If I could draft Husker legends and Ndamukong Suh, Khalil Davis, and Levante David, I would, but sadly ESPN prevents me from doing so. They'll be hearing from me shortly.
Man, a lot of inboxes are going to be full, courtesy of Tim Curran. Tim's days.
I'm in a pugnacious mood.
When aren't you in a pugnacious mood? After this draft is over, the rest of Tim's Sunday is planned. He is going to be filing complaints with anyone and everyone. Until we're back through the holiday weekend. All right, boys, draft starting in about 90 seconds. Does anybody have one player that they really don't tell me who it is, but one player that they really, really want or they're kind of targeting later? Josh, do you have one?
No. I feel like I usually find those guys as I'm drafting. Like I'll see them coming up, and then I'll be like, yeah, I want that guy. I hope he's there when it comes back around to my turn. But I don't think there's necessarily one guy that I have to have. It's not quite like that. So there are a lot of guys that I would prefer over others, but nothing that's absolutely have to have kind of guy.
So typically what happens in these drafts is there's always one player that gets picked that you really want either right before you or you forget about and they get drafted. So Tim, give us a word, since you're our wordsmith here, that we can apply to this one player and when it hits one of us in this draft, we'll use this word so we know that has happened to us. So give us something here.
How about solipsism? I don't know what you want from me.
Solipsism.
It's the belief that. Yeah, I think it's the belief, and correct me if I'm wrong, I believe it's like the only thing that could be known to exist is yourself because you only are aware of what you're thinking. It's really,
it's our solipsism player. That's what we're rolling with. All right, 5 seconds. Mick Steiner will be on the clock.
Do you have to be kidding me? Do you have to be kidding me?
And we are underway.
All right.
Format is on the clock. He has said his pick has been submitted 15 minutes ago to Adam Schefter. Greg Sharp just asked if this is a 10-team league. I don't know how hard it is to look. And there it is. Christian McCaffrey,
shocker of a pick there.
number 1 off the board. All right, team number 2.
We did a Twitter poll earlier this week on Sports Nightly, and we asked who everybody's number 1 overall pick would be in fantasy football, and Christian McCaffrey was the overwhelming pick there.
All right, I am on the clock. I have my selection. It is the young man I only got to watch play one half against Nebraska because the score was out of control. Mr. Saquon Barkley, pick number 2. And so the Fighting Josh Banderases are on the clock here at pick number 3. All right, rowboats, who you eyeing here at number 4?
Andrew Luck is always high on my board, but only eyeing him from a distance. So, man,
Alvin
I don't know.
Kamara,
There's
pick
still a
number
lot of good
3.
options. I mean, man, looks like Kamara just got taken off the board by Banderas, so he's off now. Got to go running back here with this pick. I think that's pretty obvious. Now, which one? I don't know. I'm thinking about using all 90 seconds allotted just to slow things down a little bit. We're off to a hot
Do
start.
not fall asleep.
That challenge accepted. Let's see. All right, I'll go a little bit out of left field here, but pick is in.
Oh, Aaron Jones. That seems like a reach to me. But hey, the Ormond Rowboats put together the scrappy bunch on the Sports Nightly Baseball League, and I'm going to I'm gonna let it play out before I critique it. And now we've got Brett Whitty on the clock.
Yeah, this is I'm not ready for this, but we're gonna see how we do here. We're definitely going running back. I don't think. By the way that ESPN has ranked these players, it seems like you'd be a fool not to take a running back here.
All right.
So take Michael Thomas, wide receiver from New Orleans.
That seems to go against everything I just said. I'm gonna, you know what? I like this guy. I don't like the team necessarily, but I'm gonna go on Derrick Henry.
I thought you were gonna go Ezekiel Elliott right after you said you.
No. See, that's a case of I don't like the player
high
or
character
the team.
guy.
Yeah, the 2 guys at the top of the board right now were X'd off my list just on character alone.
Oh, interesting.
Okay. Very good.
Well, they're not X'd off my list. I think I'm going to go with one of the 2 guys, Zeke or Dalvin Cook are the 2 guys that are.
Dalvin was healthy all last year, which is not something we could say for his career. He was a monster in fantasy a year ago.
The question is, can he put up those same numbers this season?
The other thing to think about with Zeke is Dak's got a few more toys to play with.
I'm going Dalvin Cook. Pick is in.
Well, that was a dirty move, Josh, because you stole my player, but I'll try to let that slide. For my next pick, I'm looking for a guy, a real lunch pail kid. He's got to have a high motor. He's got to have all the intangibles, which is why I'm going with none of that. I'm going with Ezekiel Elliott because Josh stole my player, and I want to watch the world burn. I imagine he'll probably be suspended by week 4.
Not even through one round of the draft, and we're getting the venom from Sir Yacht's inside source. Okay, here's our fans' first pick, and he goes Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders off the board at number 8 from Bug Eaters of Star City. Like the pick, Miles Sanders, a lot of people think is going to have a big year this year for Philadelphia, who were completely inept. Jeremiah Searles on the clock. Former Husker lineman, played in this league. If there's anybody that has an upper hand in this draft, it's Jeremiah Searles because he knows. All right, here's a question for you guys. How much locker room chatter is in there in NFL locker rooms about fantasy football?
It's a good question. If we get Searles hopefully we'll get him on the podcast at some point throughout the season. I'm sure he could answer the question better, but I would imagine quite a bit. Like, I'm guessing not everybody plays, but you have to think that a lot of the guys do. And maybe it's, I don't know, is it against the rules to draft yourself and put money on yourself? I don't know, but that's a good question.
I wonder how much of it is serious and how much of it is, joking around about what fans are expecting of them for their
I bet it's both.
fantasy teams. How much they heard about it during the week at the grocery store or whatever.
Yeah, I bet it's both. Okay, if Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Chiefs running back, rookie from LSU, was not off the board and selected here by Jeremiah Searles, I will bet that one of the next 2 picks from Greg Sharp, who will have back-to-back picks in round 1 and 2, will pick the Chiefs rookie.
Now, you had an opinion on Sports Nightly about Clyde Edwards-Helaire, didn't you, Ben, on, what was it, Thursday night?
I probably did, but remind me.
I think you said that your draft strategy was to not draft him, that he was
draft rookies. He's
right.
one. Patrick Mahomes Wow.
Shocker.
The first pick off the board for the Hickman Jackrabbits. And I bet he takes the other Kansas City.
Wow.
There you go.
All in on the
okay.
all in.
So that bye week's gonna be a loss.
Greg is all in on the Chiefs. This is back to and then the next pick was Kenyon Drake from Jeremiah Sorrell. So we're back to Lamar's. Here's our fans pick here in the second round. Okay, I've got a guy that I want. I don't know that he falls to me at 19, but you never know.
You never know.
We just got to make sure Tyreek Hill does not get back to
Tyreek
Hill
Hill
Harriers.
and Travis Kelce. He technically, it would line up just about right for him to take both of those guys. Oh, I guess he's a little ways
What's
away.
the status of Tyreek's injury here?
I'm guessing it's a hamstring because he has the worst hamstrings on the planet, but I think he'll be.
When you run that
ready to go, I
fast, it's
think.
not hard
Let's
to have
see.
bad hamstrings.
Right.
Oh wow, it's back to me already.
You guys just missed me take
Josh, yeah.
the shock of the draft. The
Julio Jones.
value pick of the draft, Julio Jones.
Julio Jones,
He's
Devontae
got
Adams,
a
couple
couple
of
of
on the running
receivers.
back.
Couple of receivers off the board. So
no.
we are back to Josh.
Yeah,
This is Josh's
it's my
pick.
turn. I'm thinking here.
What are you thinking here? Walk us through your
Yeah.
thought process.
I want to get. I'm probably going to go with a receiver, but I'm going to go a little bit.
Top receivers are Tyreek Hill, D-Hop over from the to the Cardinals, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, couple of targets from TB12.
You know what I'm going to do, though? I'm going to go with somebody that we just talked about a little bit ago, Travis Kelce from the Chiefs. That way
I like
Greg
it.
doesn't get him.
So glad.
That way Greg doesn't get him. I like it. We are already forging an alliance against the defending SNBL champions.
All right. Well, if Tyreek Hill would stay healthy, then I'm think about him. But I'm gonna go wide receiver here. But I'm gonna actually go with Chris Godwin, a little TB12
Chris Godwin had a
target.
monster year last year. He is
Yeah.
He's the next in line for a big contract in the NFL. I saw some rumblings with our boy, our insider access to Ian Rappaport tweeted something about Chris Godwin. Good,
I
good friend of the
Tom
podcast,
Brady's
Ian
gonna throw.
Rappaport.
Yeah, Tom Brady's gonna throw enough of those 6-yard
How many
slants
people?
to Chris
How many
Godwin.
people in our listening to this right now think that I'm joking when I said good friend of the podcast, Ian Rappaport? Because I'm not kidding.
You're not kidding.
You are not kidding in the slightest.
This is how important this podcast and this fantasy football league is, folks.
I would just call him a good friend because I'm not sure how aware of this particular.
I could let him know.
He
I'll
will
tell
be.
him.
He will be as time goes
He'll
on.
be a friend,
Austin,
whether
40
he
seconds
likes it
left.
or-
Are you awake, and what are you thinking?
I am awake, and I'm thinking I'm going to go with Matthew Berry's man crush of the season here. Take a second running back and a man with a similar first name to mine. In fact, exactly the same. Austin Eckler from the
That
Chargers.
is very similar. Austin and Austin are, in
Ooh.
fact, similar. All right, back to Josh Banderas here. Bando selected. Was it a running back with his first pick?
Great question.
Tyreek Hill off
Bando
the
took
board.
Kamara first pick.
That's right.
Oh,
So my player actually
Hill
fell to
gone.
me. I did not think that was going to be the case. I'm going with the Las Vegas Raider, Josh Jacobs. Lynn Bowden, the rookie that they drafted out of Kentucky, obviously didn't have a good camp because they traded him already. So not a lot of competition in the backfield for Mr. Josh Jacobs.
how crazy did that happen on Friday? Was that?
It's Friday or Saturday?
That was crazy
yeah,
news.
It was this weekend, yeah.
Yeah, way to
They
dig
traded
the
back to
podcast,
Mick.
Bowden and a pick to pick lower than they picked Bowden.
Ouchie,
The Rosen
ouchie.
the Rosen release was also crazy. Not even getting a trade out of that.
Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins off the board.
He was one guy that I was looking at a little bit ago. New team.
Joe Mixon
Had
and
him minor
DeAndre
league.
Hopkins. Back to
Man,
you, Ben.
I am in a bit of a pickle right here. I'm not sure where to go. I might
Still so many good
Real
players. on the
Sophie's
board.
choice.
reach a little bit. I don't love the pick. I had him on my a team a year ago in a non-PPR league, but he is one of the two elite tight ends. I'll take George Kittle here with my next pick.
I was gonna say
Solid.
the tight end selection
Defensible
kind of
thought
drops
process.
off now.
I've got two studs at running back. Probably could have gone wide receiver. Juju Smith-Schuster off the board. Hope he has a better year than he did a year ago.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
had
Austin,
him
back
on my
to you. What have you
fantasy
drafted?
team last
Remind
year.
the
He's
folks
awesome.
of what you have drafted so far.
So I took Aaron Jones and Austin Eckler. So 2 running back spots filled
Go
for
with
me.
running back number 3.
That's the highest remaining player on the board, Nick Chubb.
Yeah.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Decisions.
Do it.
Hey, Leonard Fournette is
Don't do
still available. Maybe I take him.
Yeah, that's
do
a
his
really
Tampa
good
Bay
pick.
Buccaneer.
I think anyone after 12
No,
would just be a solid pickup. I really just can't stress enough having the next pick. How great it would be.
I hate to
if you
do this
picked
because I don't want to root for this
Don't do it.
quarterback to put up any sort of numbers at all. But for the sake of the fantasy team, I'll take Mike Evans off the board.
All right.
Tim, are you with us?
I am with this. I'm just patiently waiting. I'm got many choices of attack that I'm just sitting on right now. You guys keep yapping your traps while I plot my.
Well, after your latest
My
outburst, I
revenge.
wasn't sure if you had resigned.
Yeah, just
Manager
quit the
already.
He just left.
Oh man, this is
In
tough.
protest. I already said
Now
this
we're-
in protest.
Brett, who have you picked with your first 2?
So I've got Derrick Henry and Chris Godwin, so running back and a wide receiver. You guys have been going tight end and wide receiver here lately, so I'm getting nervous that if I take a running back, I might miss out on some solid receivers. But Nick Chubb
You should be
sitting
nervous
there,
and pick someone already. You
that's good value.
should be nervous
That's
they
good
break
value.
your kneecaps.
Whoa.
I'm going for the value.
Nick Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Okay. So I'm back
Good
up.
worse, Brett.
Let's see. I've taken a running back and a tight end. I'm thinking maybe I go with a wide receiver here because there's a lot of them available. But then that also means that there's probably going to be a lot by the time I'm up again. So it's a tough decision. I'm going to go with my second player from this team, another Minnesota Viking, and Adam Thielen.
Ooh, I like the pick. No Stephon Diggs this year for Minnesota. They have shipped him off to Buffalo, everybody's favorite place to play. Just ask Jeremiah Searles.
Now it's Tim's
Well,
turn.
I want to pick a running back here.
Today.
Welcome back, Tim.
It's great. Yeah, I'm kind of torn because I don't like any of these guys, these bums. But I'm gonna have to pick one of them. Let's go with Mr. Gurley of Hotlanta. I've already
Todd
got
Gurley,
all
the
my
second.
guys are on bye week number 10. So literally that week 10 is going to be pretty difficult to deal with because I've got all
How
three
do
of
you
my
feel
best
about
players
drafting
of the
an
same exact bye
ex-Ram,
week.
though?
But
Yeah.
You had to draft an
It's
ex-Ram.
it's
That's
a-
got to hurt.
yeah,
I
well,
love the fact that
it's solidarity.
that Lamar, our fan, has picked instantly. He has had his guy ready to go. He
Oh, yeah.
takes his boy Lamar Jackson with his 3rd-round pick. This is pretty good little roster he's assembling here, fellas. I don't know that.
Lamar Jackson,
Yeah,
Nebraska.
we're
next
all
year,
sitting
but-
here talking, and he's over there plotting.
Right. That's what I was gonna say. I don't know if it might be an advantage for the absentee guys, Greg and Searles and Bando, and our guest or our fan picker, to be able to be off site and just concentrate. We're all distracted by each other. Tim is over there just doing his thing, and Austin and Brett. So I don't. Yeah, I'm
worried
distracted.
about Tim. Honestly, I'm worried about his
I'm always worried about Tim.
scenario.
Oh, I'm on
what
the
he's
clock.
cooking up in
What-
his mind.
what
This
happened?
isn't mutually
Josh is
exclusive
back
to
on
the draft.
clock. Josh, again, remind us who you've taken.
I'm just
Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, and Travis Kelsey are the guys
Okay,
that I
so yours is
have.
pick
So
number 4.
let's see. Yeah, this is pick number 4.
Ooh, there's some good wide receivers here.
Yeah, there are. Oh.
Jonathan Taylor's an interesting one.
I just don't. There's. This is what you talked about earlier, Ben. There's a guy that's on my radar now. I've kind of got my antenna up and looking at this guy, but he's a ways down the list. So I think that I could probably wait before I get to him. But there's like 10, 12, how many ever picks in between me and my next pick.
Yep.
So it's
You
tough.
got your that's your solipsism player of the
right,
game.
solipsism. I forgot that word already. I wouldn't have been able to come up with that. Thank you.
I wrote it
thought
down.
the
So
word was
did I.
Snickle Fritz.
Oh.
We'll accept that. Close enough.
So Amari Cooper is the top guy on the board right now, according to ESPN, and he's a guy that has an injury, but I'm not really.
I don't think it's serious.
Yeah, it's just questionable. But yeah, Brett's not going to take him anyway, and he's after me.
I would
so I've got 10 seconds left. So I've taken this guy before. I'm going to go down a little bit and take Calvin Ridley.
Ooh, that was a guy that I was targeting.
Oh. I'm actually glad you took him because he was on my radar, but he's burned me in the past.
Yeah.
So.
Well, see, one of the other guys on the list, both of the top two guys, Odell Beckham Jr. and Amari Cooper, are guys that I've had in the past and wasn't overly happy with the seasons that I had them. So.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this is gonna be tough.
Brett is on the clock. He has selected Henry, Chubb, and Chris Godwin with his 3 picks. Austin is on deck.
I'm feeling good about my picks so far. I'm gonna have to go. I have to go wide receiver here, obviously, or tight end, I guess. But I'm gonna go Tyler Lockett, even though he's also burned me in the past. Whatever.
From
Tyler Lockett was a guy that I was targeting. I had him last year, and my cousins were all trying to trade me for him. But man, Russ
better not get hurt on
They don't let him
kickoff
cook all that much, so. There is that. I've done a little bit of overthinking here so far this draft. I'm going to play it safe with this, but I'll take Amari Cooper. It seems like the obvious play.
Very good.
Ha.
Bando's back
should
up.
be like
25
scoring wide receiver. Yeah.
By the way, Ben, I want to take issue with something that you said earlier. You said earlier that anybody listening is here because they love fantasy football. I'm guessing there are people listening just because they love listening to us talk. This group of people were entertaining, and people like listening to us. So,
absolutely.
Are you like a megalomaniac? What is that, Josh? What is that?
Wait, it said, Tim, what happened? It said you left the draft and then rejoined the draft.
Who was on the clock? Bando's on the clock.
Bando's on the clock.
Trying to surf the web, bro. It's called multitasking, Josh. Might try it sometime. I know you have like 15,000 open tabs at any one time on your computer.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that was.
Right now, I have 3 screens up in front of me, and I'm not switching between the tabs on the computer that has the draft up though. I'm keeping that locked in. All right.
Devin Singletary, running back from Buffalo, off the board.
Isn't Josh Allen the starting running back in Buffalo? That's how they use him.
Yeah, right.
Basically.
ODB is still in the house as a potential.
Is that because of him or because who his quarterback is, though?
Yeah, it's probably more because of the quarterback issue, I would assume. That's why I took Nick Chubb.
Smart.
Let's see. Where are we at?
He had 201 fantasy points last year, so it's not horrible.
All right, I'm thinking wide receiver here as well. I've got it between 2, and I really think this guy's going to have a good year. I'm going A.J. Brown from the Tennessee Titans as my selection.
Where did he go to college?
Ole Miss, I believe. He and DK Metcalf.
Oh, they were on the same team?
Yeah, A.J. Brown looks small compared to DK Metcalf.
They're both large human beings.
Everyone looks small next to
All right, back to me. I have my next selection. I'm going rookie running back Jonathan Taylor from the Indianapolis Colts.
So thank you.
3 running back. You said no thank you?
I said thank you. I was feeling like I was going to be obligated to take him sooner than later. As the resident Colts fan,
I feel like he's going to have a massive
plug my nose
year.
and do it.
I think he will have a massive year as well.
I think Phillip Rivers is going to be weak and old, and he's just going to want to hand it off to Jonathan Taylor.
Well, and they have the best offensive line in football, so that will help.
Do they? Oh, wow. It only took 5 years.
The other thing they have, the other thing they have, and that I also now have, is a healthy T.Y. Hilton. I'll take him as a wide receiver. I'm a believer in T.Y. Hilton. I'm homering it a little bit, but give me TD T.Y.
Nice.
Back to Mr. Obscurity.
Pick. Oh, man. Back into obscurity. All right. So I've got – all right, now. I've got my running backs and wide receivers filled out here. So, again, based on the rankings, ESPN's feeding me. It's tight end time or quarterback time.
Okay. Making me
Do I
nervous,
go
Brett.
deep and get one of the better quarterbacks here? That's the question.
Do you go defense or kicker?
Do I go? Yeah, should I go kicker here in the fifth? What are we in the 5th round?
Yeah, round 5.
Oh,
Round 5 of 16. We're gonna be here a while.
We're a third of the way through.
That's true, but things have slowed down
flex.
considerably since the first 3 rounds.
Hey,
Whose fault is that?
I picked my guy quick.
I was gonna
Star
say,
City
I-
picked
I'm
his
the one
guy.
you can
blame.
blame me on this one.
Well-
This is all about not knowing who is actually good at this point in the NFL. If we were talking 4 years ago, this would go a lot quicker for myself.
We're not even that late in the draft, Brett.
What's
going on?
That's your show there. All right, there you go.
Oh.
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
Russ
Oh
Wilson.
boy, what a pick!
I double up on my Tyler
value.
Lockett, Russell Wilson
We got
connection.
a real draft shark in the lobby right now who's just OBJ. I already have OBJ
Hey,
in my
look
other
at that.
league, so I ain't picking him.
Did I just start the trend? Did I just start
Yes,
the
you
quarterback
did.
trend?
It's a
Quarterbacks
run.
getting ripped off the board.
They're gonna start to fall.
Tim, you better get
You guys
Tom
can go
Brady
ahead and
now.
Pick your quarterback.
Wait, was that the oh no?
How is
from you,
ODB
Josh?
still
Was-
available?
How is he or why is he?
He is the 30th
Personality.
ranked player, and we're on pick 47.
personality and his quarterback.
And his quarterback.
Well,
I mean, you can't play for Cleveland and
Give
get
me-
a lot of credit. Liberty.
do I want to pick a Denver receiver? Nah, give me Robert Woods.
Okay.
Bobby Trees.
Give me the man himself.
Bobby Trees. That's a great nickname.
Solid stuff.
Bobby
'Cause
Trees
it
off
could
the board.
actually, it could be a name. Is the funny part?
I know.
All right, Oscar. Ooh, all right.
Melvin
I didn't
Gordon.
s-
Interesting.
That's an interesting. Okay, so Denver. So he might have the connection to Denver there.
Interesting.
And then Searles goes tight end. Mark Andrews of Baltimore. Not gonna raise any eyebrows. There goes ODB.
Greg took him. Greg took the bait.
Good. I'm glad Greg got him.
Yeah.
Now, this will be interesting. Who does Greg?
Here's a
I
question
want to know his
for
thought process
for
on
all
this.
you guys, and maybe we could save this for after the draft. But it seems like things are slowing down a little bit. Who is going to be your biggest rival? Do you think in this league?
Greg, 100%.
Myself.
True.
My
The
nap.
Las Vegas
Everyone's
Outlaws
my
are not
rival.
over
Watch
what
your
happened in
back.
SNBL.
I was gonna say I'm going after Greg hard in this one, but
I hope Greg
feel
gets
like-
10th place, and I hope he hears this. I hope he gets dead last.
Jeez, I didn't root
Cold-blooded.
against him that much. And
You didn't have to face him 65 times a year.
that's true.
Oh yeah, I was in the different division. You guys were in the easy division.
Hey,
Ooh, there we go.
Cupcake.
Hey, Tim, you like that pick?
D. Watson.
What? Ooh,
I didn't
that's a
have
good
my
pick.
heart to pick Tom Brady. I'm in it to win it.
Hey, now picking Deshaun Watson, does it scare you that he just got the big payday? Because in the historical
Getting
or
complacent.
history will tell us that that it can cause a little bit of complacency.
Tim, I have a question for you.
I want my
too.
players to get paid, so I'm a real players owner. You know.
Tim, I have a question for
That's
you
good.
also. Coming into the draft,
what's
when
your
I
question?
asked you about your draft strategy, and you said your first strategy was to draft TB12, and then your third strategy was to win, and you just told us that you weren't going to draft TB12 because you wanted to win, so therefore your third
Yeah.
draft strategy then trumped your first draft strategy. Care to elaborate on that?
Well,
So you have no strategy.
Well, no, my strategy. I figured out that taking a hard look at my strategy, I had a talk with my leadership team, and what they came back with was if you draft a 87-year-old Tom Brady, that might put you into conflict if you try and win the league. So I decided to go with Deshaun Watson.
Cooler heads
That was
prevailed,
my thought
I guess.
process.
Hey, I'm glad that you're taking it seriously, Tim.
Yeah, I take everything seriously, deadly seriously, Brett. Which is why if you take
Like your
forever on
foreign
this
films,
pick, I will
right?
break your kneecaps.
Oh my
Can we
goodness.
stop talking
I
about
watch
breaking
foreign
kneecaps for
films.
like
The-
10 minutes?
Shots have been fired
It's just a
across the
friendly
bow.
wager. It's just a friendly
Was-
suggestion that I twist,
Wagering
I
my
rearrange
kneecaps?
Brett's bones
Jeez.
if he doesn't pick fast enough. It is what it is.
This is getting hostile. All right.
Well, Tim's involved. What do you expect? This to be
Right.
civil and friendly?
You're right. I should have
The
known
water,
that
the waters
ESP
are warm.
The ESPN shot clock is
There's
just a
chum in the
suggestion.
water,
The
and I can
real shot
smell
clock
it.
is Tim's 30-second shot clock.
right.
Just be glad you don't play games with them on the air and you're thinking of an answer and you get buzzed before your brain waves can.
Yeah, man, that would give me. The game's hard enough already, Tim. Like, come on. All right, this is kind of. Actually, no.
We have a backpedal. We have a backpedaler.
Backpedal, total backpedal, which is more time. Sorry, guys.
With less than 30 seconds on the clock, bold strategy, Cotton.
A serial procrastinator. Also, starting to.
I think
not
Brett
see
probably
a
doesn't
lot
actually know how to read and is having a hard time trying to pick.
Well,
because of that,
you're not wrong.
Brett is functionally illiterate and can't read, which is why he picked Willful. Oh, how dare you!
Willful or B is
that was my pick.
Yeah, Willful or B.
Well, now it's not. So get with your leadership team and find a new submission here.
But is that actually a good pick though? Because that was kind of just out of left field.
Very boomer bust. He's very much a Tyler Lockett.
All right, we'll be looking for a trade proposal here in week 4, guys.
Plus, he's only healthy typically like half the season. All right, Orman Rowboats, walk us through where you're at here.
So, I'm going through something. I need a quarterback here. I still don't have one. I want to take one that's higher end and has some potential to put up some numbers, but I don't want to reach too far. So I'm between two options. I'm not entirely sold on hitching my fortunes to a quarterback wide receiver tandem. So because the quarterback's off, the wide receiver's off. That typically doesn't go well. But at the same time, I feel like that quarterback could have a little bit higher potential. I'm waffling.
My rooting interest is automatically higher in that team.
You could probably just pick someone. Austin, if I were you, I would just pick someone and we can move on. That would be what I would do.
Okay, I'm pulling the trigger. All right, I'll do it. I'll take Dak. He's off the board.
Ha.
Josh Banderas on the clock.
Bando the Mando.
Does he go Buffalo Bills again would be the question here, I guess.
Here's the question. Who's the better fantasy football playing Josh in this draft? That's my question.
Cam Newton.
That's the question we're here to answer.
That's a real probing question.
Cam. That's a big boomer bust pick.
All right. I am going with rookie sensation from last year, Scary Terry McLaurin.
Nice.
Who?
From the Washington football team.
Are you only picking him because it sounds like McLaughlin?
Yeah.
Who's their quarterback?
Question.
Dwayne Haskins.
Oh, okay. So he's not going to get any receptions. Nice. Good pick.
All right, I'm going another receiver here. I've got it between two, and I think this one is the pick because he is by far the number one receiver on that team. Even though their quarterback play is going to be trash with Tyrod Taylor, give me Keenan Allen.
All right.
So if we ever figured out, is it Tyrod or Tyrod?
I think it's Tyrod.
Depend on the
I think it's technically Tyrod.
All right, I'll trust you on that, I guess. I've heard it pronounced multiple different ways.
I think we need to take Brandon Cooks away from Tim at some point too, so he has none of the Houston weapons.
You go ahead.
Ooh, that's a good pick by Bando. Noah Fant. I had him a ways down. I think he's gonna have a good year.
I had him last year. He was a bum. He didn't do anything.
He's gonna be better this year.
He'd be on my no-go list just because of the college he went to.
He is on Brett's no-no list.
You don't go to Iowa and get on my fantasy team. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
I mean,
but true.
Brett's drawing a line in the sand.
It's really hard. It's really difficult to draw lines like that because at some point you have to figure out who.
Nope.
Like at some point you're gonna just not draft anybody except for people that you like, and then you're gonna have a terrible team. So it's like, what's your?
Well, are you a good judge of character? Is the question, as well as talent?
Yeah, to me it's been really hard because like a lot of times I'll just draft guys that I like, and that doesn't usually work out very well because they don't put up very good stats. So
what does that say about you? I guess.
Right. I don't know.
Let's look inside ourselves here.
All right, boys. When we get through
only high character guys, which is
through round 8. So next round, we're gonna give our thoughts on what do we think of our team halfway through the draft.
I think I might pick Tom Brady here. What would you think of that, Tim? Just kidding.
I would a single tear would be shed, but then I'd be motivated to destroy you every week. So,
well, in that case, I will not take him.
Have him make the hard decision of whether he needs to take him.
Right, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Or take him and see what you can get in the trade.
True.
Ooh, yeah, that's once he starts to like ball out on the first or second week.
All right, this makes me nervous because I don't know much about this guy, but I'm taking Tariq Cohen from Chicago.
Who is he?
Thank God. Give me a real
all
running back
5'6"
like Raheem Mostert.
I think he'll have a down year after his breakout season last year. Who is Tariq Cohen though? Honest question.
Chicago running back.
Yeah, he's from like North Carolina A&T. He's tiny. He's
okay.
5'7".
Well, that's why I don't.
He gets a lot of receptions though. He gets a lot of catches out of the backfield.
That's good in a PPR league.
Right. That's what I'm hoping.
Jarvis Landry.
He's not good enough, and I know that it's past my term, but he's probably not good enough to be my second running back or be a second running back. But that's
Greg has just selected his second tight end of the day.
All right. Well,
Drew Brees
values the position.
Drew Brees off the board. Okay, boys, we're in round 8, so after you make your round 8 selection, here. So
what are we supposed to do here? I wasn't paying attention.
Just tell us how you're feeling about your team.
Okay.
Concerns, worries.
So Tim, after he makes his pick, he's gonna have to do that. Is that what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay.
All right, Tim. Give us the report card halfway through.
My only concern is that I've assembled a team so strong it'll bring the rest of you to your knees. That's really what I'm looking at. Like I said at the top, my biggest concern is Ezekiel Elliott will probably be involved in some type of dispute that will make him suspended by like week 4. But I do have Raheem Mostert I can slide in there. If Zach Ertz can stay healthy, if Robert Woods gets some help from his quarterback who sucked last year, and Bobby Trees, that'll be a big help. I've got another player that is on my radar who shall remain nameless that will complete my team and will bring devastation to the rest of the league. So I
bet it right
silent on that.
Job Tronkowski is my guess.
Oh.
Job.
I had him in my other league. I have a thing about not drafting players I've already drafted. So, but there's someone else.
Somebody else, says Tim. There's somebody else, Tim says.
Edelman.
All right, I guess I'll go next since I had a pick after Tim. So far through 8 picks, I felt good about like my first 3, and then I've really kind of lost my way, and I'm just kind of feeling around in the dark, hoping that I get someone good. So we'll see how it works out, I guess.
All right, very nice. Austin. Actually, let's go Brett. Brett's after Josh.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm feeling not extremely positive, but I feel above average about my team with Russell Wilson, Derrick Henry, and Nick Chubb as my kind of core guys, and Godwin and Lockett at wide receiver are pretty solid.
Brett.
Yeah.
Do you know half the players in your team? I'll hang up and listen.
That's the good thing. Tyler Higbee is probably the guy I know the least about. Like I couldn't tell you what college he went to, but everyone else I know pretty well. They're household names at this point.
Now Austin.
So my biggest concern is a lack of star power. I kind of went off the board by taking Aaron Jones instead of Ezekiel Elliott with my first pick. But other than that, I think Mike Evans is probably the biggest name skill position player I have. So that worries me a little bit, but I'm, sneaky confident in my guys. Kind of like SNBL. I didn't have a whole lot of, big time superstars. I had Cody Bellinger and Ken Griffey Jr. But other than that, it's just a lot of really solid guys that are above average, and I think that's the way my fantasy football team is trending as well.
Nice. Okay. All right, I am loaded up on running back. I feel good about my team. I really do. I love my dual-headed running back core with Saquon and Josh Jacobs. I love Jonathan Taylor. I think I've got a couple flyers at receiver with A.J. Brown and Scary Terry McLaurin. I think Keenan Allen kind of balances it out a little bit. So I got an elite tight end in George Kittle. I'm feeling fairly confident. Quiet confidence about my team right now.
Greg, it seemed like was going to draft all Kansas City Chiefs, but he decided to go in a different direction at a certain point.
After Tyreek Hill got taken, his flow got knocked off. All right. Yeah. Well, now I'm filling my bench out now at this point, so this is kind of just who do you like, right?
That's what I was going to say. At this point, you really don't know who's going to be good and bad. You don't have very many guarantees, so you kind of just got to
hoping.
Right, hope and pray.
Yeah.
All right, back to me now. You went with Christian Kirk from the.
Yeah, and no, Tim, I couldn't tell you who that is.
He wasn't he a Texas A&M guy? I think maybe. All right, I'm also going to go wide receiver here. I need to put some depth at my wide receiver position, so I'm going to go with one of Tim's guys, Julian Edelman from the Patriots. He's a guy that I love to hate.
Okay.
But
That's a.
Hey, Josh.
That one's
what? Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh. Hey, Josh. Hey, Josh. Why don't you learn to sleep with one eye open tonight? All right. That's where I'm at right now.
Oh boy.
Wear knee pads to bed. Kneecaps.
We've got a rivalry now.
All right. Auto draft wants me to pick Matt Ryan, Matty Ice. I don't think. Oh no, I didn't want to do that. No, we're good. Okay, sorry. I thought I drafted him.
No, Tim, just ask him who his favorite person
on the board. I'm spiraling out of. I'm in a glass case of emotion. I'm spiraling out of control. I don't know what to do right now. Josh took my only move.
My bad.
I could go receiver. I could go running back.
Well, so Josh,
I took Julian Edelman, and Tim didn't like it.
Oh,
Gronkowski's
Highway 11
down there
is gone.
113.
Huh?
Go Tom Brady. He's still available.
I don't know why I drafted Mark Ingram.
Oh, okay.
Highway 11 is off the board.
All right.
I'm sad.
I don't know about that pick, but hey.
That was Tim's solipsism player
you don't
of the
know
day.
about any of your picks.
Yeah, that was definitely solipsism right there. There was we didn't even have to use the code word.
And the fan steals Tom Brady.
Oh no! Oh no!
He gone.
Can we get a pulse check? Can we get a pulse check on the current household?
No, Tim. Oh, Tim. I kept telling you to.
Julian Edelman was already taken from me, so.
Tim, you don't even have us to blame.
Tim's already given up on the league.
I hate this.
Should we just start a new league and?
It was so funny because
nobody
make him live with his failure.
2 minutes ago, Tim was telling me that his only fear was that he was going to beat us all on the ground and crack all of our kneecaps.
Yeah, seriously. Oh, how the turntables.
Right. Exactly.
Where's Tim's only hope is that Tom Brady is as good a value pick as Chris Sale was.
And there goes Gronk.
Oh boy!
Wow.
Oh man! Who's?
Wait,
that's the fan.
So our
the fan.
Yeah, our fan guy doubled up on
right. He's either a old school Patriots fan or likes the.
Well, we know who Tim's rival in the league is.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe he's listening. Maybe he has an inside source.
Yeah, he's got like a feed. He's just listening. He's got all of our picks.
Tapped in. Oh, it's my turn.
Actually,
I didn't even realize
this is fun. I like filling out the bench more because you don't really have to think very much.
I agree. I just went Joe Burrow.
So just picking guys I like here. All right, I'm between two guys. I'm not gonna say their names in case I get a chance to.
This is the point where you start thinking about doing defense and all that. Kicker. Maybe not kicker yet.
I got my defense. I locked in 49ers. I don't have a kicker yet, but I also don't care about the position.
Are you the only one that's drafted a defense?
I think Bando did. I think he's the only other one. All right, so I don't like the team. Love the player here. CeeDee Lamb.
Oh, yeah.
I hope he has a really good rookie year.
Dallas guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, for those out there listening, that we talked about that we do a lot of fantasy stuff, and one of our favorites, or at least my favorite thing that we do each year, is a college football bowl fantasy draft where we split it up into 4 different drafts and we take different guys. And this is definitely one of your favorite dudes from Oklahoma the past couple years.
Yeah, the winner gets a hard hat. And Josh won the hard hat this year.
That's right, I sure did. We've been doing that for like 8 years now, something like that. It's fun.
Long time. My favorite's the high school fantasy. I can't get enough when you don't have stats or anything to go off of.
That's when it gets interesting.
You just guess.
All right.
You're never wrong, though.
Yeah, Brett actually puts money down on those high school games.
Hey,
but
Whoa,
All right,
let's not
I really
talk
need
about
to
it.
pick a quarterback, so I'll be selecting Matty Ice.
Boo! That's not fair.
Wait, isn't Tom Brady
what's-
still available? Oh, never mind.
What's the word? Snickle Fritz.
Well, my
Snickle
other
Fritz.
favorite quarterback of all time, Sam Bradford's on the board, guys.
Hey,
Oof, gosh, he's
So
still in
is
the
Brett
league.
Hundley.
did you just
No,
like go to the
but
bottom
he's
of the
on here.
quarterbacks list, or what's going on here?
Yeah.
Has Sam Bradford seriously hasn't retired yet?
Dude,
guy
Easton
was
Stick,
hurt.
guys. Cue him up.
Every year.
All right, here are some of the
At
fun
number
names. At the,
584.
yeah, I was gonna say at the bottom of the quarterbacks list, you've got guys like Garrett Gilbert, Luke Falk, Mike Glennon, Jacob Eason, Jake
So
Rudolph.
Tim's just thrown in the towel here, is what we're saying.
Right.
I'm in a
Then take
depression
Zach
spiral.
Moss, running back.
I think Zach Moss could have a big role with Buffalo. Sounds like I can't even think of his name. Singletary. Devin Singletary has serious fumble issues right now in camp. And Zach Moss is a really good receiving running back, so
He's a Utah guy, right?
he is. Much like Josh's Tariq Cohen logic, that applies for me and Zach Moss.
There you go. Ooh, Jerry Jeudy.
We're going for
I
the
like that.
rookies right now. I like this.
That was a good pick from Austin there. I like that.
That's just taking a flyer right now. I mean, seems he was really productive in college. I don't know if the Broncos are going to break out this year, but I think Judy's going to have a role in that offense, so he can get some points for me.
I think the real question is here, does anybody care if Denver breaks out this year?
True.
I think the answer is most certainly not.
Well, the non-Chiefs fans might just a little. The Western Nebraska fans. So I'm going to go along those same lines, actually, and I'm going to get Henry Ruggs III.
The speedster.
You picked a member of the noble family on your team. Very impressive.
Henry Ruggs III.
Appreciate it.
The Ruggs of the land. I don't know where they're from.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting. You just start throwing darts, or at least that's for me anyway. I know that other people.
Have you filled out your whole starting roster already?
Well, except for defense and kicker, but yeah.
Strategies for suckers.
True. I agree.
A wise man once said,
pick with the heart.
I think I'm going to go with another rookie.
Okay.
But I'm just making sure
Rookies
I'm not
are
missing
hot
it.
right now. Rookies are hot.
Yeah.
And I like Josh said. I like it. J.K. Dobbins, love the pick.
All right.
It's about time I pick a backup QB. Who gets the honor of being my backup? Let's see here. Carson Wentz is going to tear his shoulder out in week 2.
Who's your starting
Danny
QB,
Dimes
Tim?
is way too high up. Ben Roethlisberger is
Eagles
85. Ryan Tannehill is a wide receiver. Which brings me to Aaron Rodgers. That's a fine backup option to have.
Discount double check.
A fine backup.
I have a cheat sheet in front of me that says that Aaron Rodgers is the #1 do not draft on the do not draft list.
Jeez.
Well, he's my backup.
What's
That's
the
crazy.
reasoning?
Sucks to be you,
What's the
Sir
reasoning
Yacht.
given?
No reason given. It's just he's on the #1 player on that
Probably
list.
just doesn't have a lot of targets to throw to.
Right.
Too busy
That's true.
targeting Jordan Love to target Devontae Adams.
Horrible offensive line, probably too. Who did our fan
Yeah, he's my
go
backup.
with
It's
there?
fine.
Deontay
Dang it.
Deontay Johnson. That's a good pick.
Well, Jeremiah took Brandon Cooks, which is not okay. That's who I should have drafted.
Yeah, he was like, Tim, his value was 37 picks ago, so he was going to be gone eventually.
Tim.
Ooh, and Greg
I had to
takes
get Aaron
the
Rodgers,
butt kicker
man.
off the board.
All right.
Leonard Fournette. That's a risky pick. I'm gonna go ahead and say from Searles. Leonard Fournette.
Let's see. Running back, receiver. Jameson Crowder, really? Golden Tate
Clock's
is like
ticking.
my. And we got Golden Tate and big play Slay.
You gotta
Who do I
hurry.
want?
The 30 seconds is
Gotta
up.
pull
Tim.
the trigger.
Emmanuel Sanders. I'm actually in a genuine
Who?
pickle. That's my
Jameson
noise
Crowder is
awake.
going to get a
What I'm
billion
trying to
targets
pick.
this year.
Yeah.
The
I don't
Jets
Yeah.
literally have no wide receivers.
trying to fool
But
me.
can Sam Darnold deliver the ball?
Well, Danny Dimes is going to throw 100,000 yards to Golden Tate. So let's go.
That will be a record. So
let us go.
Let us go.
All right, or trash.
Hey,
who's or? What's the beginning of your name, just so I can stop calling you or trash?
Saucy Nugs.
Okay, Saucy Nugs.
Right. Yeah, I might just shorten it to that later. It
just shows up as or trash.
I should probably make my pick instead of talking about this, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. This normally throughout this course of a fantasy season, whether it's football or other sports, I usually change my team name about 5 times. So I've already changed it once. So it's
afraid of commitment.
Right.
All right.
You could say that.
Where are you going to go?
Right. I don't know.
I'm going to wait till after my draft and name my team over somebody on my team.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
Yeah.
Like kind of the theme that your team took on.
Right.
Or just a guy, like find a name that has a nice pun attached to it.
True.
Yeah, you don't want to do that sort of thing before the draft because then everybody knows that's who you're targeting, and if you don't get that guy, your name's not going to work. So.
Yeah, if I were to name my team Derrick Henry's, just Derrick Henry, that'd probably be a giveaway.
Right.
I want to draft Derrick Henry. That's my team name.
I want to draft, and then my logo is a picture of Derrick Henry's face.
Ben and Josh, y'all are Chiefs fans. How are you feeling about Mecole Hardman this year?
Feel great.
I was going to say he's going to be probably a little bit more focused on kick. He's the kick and punt returner.
There's just so many targets.
So
there's just so many targets in Kansas City that.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get
between him, Sammy Watkins, Travis Kelce.
Probably won't get a ton of touches.
Do you plan on an injury? We are talking about the NFL.
Potential.
True.
I don't know. I mean, there's every single person that I've drafted could get hurt.
Nah.
That is the nature of the game.
Nah.
I'm going to go off the wall a little bit again here, though. Take another flyer. I'll take Justin Jefferson.
Okay. Rookie from Louisiana State University.
Indeed, one of the 14 of them.
All right, I'm going to pick him before his name gets brought up anymore. I've been waiting to pick him. I think he's going to have a big year, Mr. Mecole Hardman.
Man, I thought he was going to fall to me.
You were ready.
It doesn't hurt that bad because I'm not a Chiefs fan, so I'm actually a Chiefs hater. So
he is. Can confirm.
I was not allowed to be a fan growing up, so you can't really blame that one on me.
It's fair.
Looks like Sammy's got some kind of injury here.
What's Mick's team looking like? I haven't been keeping.
Yeah, I have not. He had the
number 1 overall pick, and so
I'll run through it. He's got Josh Allen as his quarterback, CMC and Joe Mixon as his running backs, DeAndre Hopkins, DJ Chark at receiver, Hunter Henry as his tight end, David Johnson. He's actually not an awful team. I'm going to get my kicker here and go Greg the Leg Zuerlein.
Greg the Leg.
From
there you go.
Brett's favorite team.
Lincoln native.
Really?
He is.
Yep.
Why didn't he go here?
I don't know.
I don't think he got recruited.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think he went to like a major.
That's just how deep our kicking core is.
Right. All right, for those that have selected in round 13, we've got 3 picks left.
Ooh. I'm up after Brett here in a little bit. This will be my 13th pick.
It's a tough one. The Mecole Hardman was the one that I knew I was going to go for here. All right, this is really hard when you actually don't know the players' names because it's washed up players and then it's guys I don't know. So
just throw
this
a dart.
Is challenging. Oh gosh. Latavius Murray. I had him on my fantasy team last year, I think, and he was a good backup. So
nice.
I have a lot of week 6 buys. That's going to be a tough week for me.
Tough week for you, yeah.
Unrelated to the podcast, but Joey Gallo
talked about picking high character guys before, which is why I just picked up Deshaun Jackson.
Tim just out of nowhere just interrupts off.
Wait, what happened?
The high character moral.
I was trying to draft and all.
Deshaun Jackson.
Deshaun Jackson. Oh gosh.
10 years ago, that would have been a steal.
All right.
Has anybody selected Leonard Fournette yet, or is that guy still around?
No, I think
he was taken a couple rounds ago.
He was on the board.
Jeremiah took him round 12.
There you go.
Yeah, because I was like, that was a questionable pick.
Divine Zigbo is available though.
Released.
He is.
Divine Zigbo? All right.
Ziggy.
Oh, Carson Wentz goes to Searles. Searles drafting questionably, I think we can say with confidence.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I always think I have a pretty good gauge on how a draft went, who had a good draft and who didn't, and then it.
Well, I think ESPN, don't they pass out grades after you're finished?
They probably do.
Yeah, we can check the projections. We have to do that. Yeah.
I love getting told how terrible I did.
I did check before we jumped in the draft. My week 1 matchup is, I think, Greg, actually. So.
Oh, I'm jealous. I want Greg week 1. I want him. I need him.
I want Searles. That team looks awful.
Yeah. Man. Trash talk.
Terrible.
Terrible.
Sir
right,
Yacht on the
inside
clock.
source.
All right. Let's see.
Or trash.
Hey.
I get a good chuckle every time that pops up.
Yeah. I'm glad.
Would you guys know anything about N'Keal Harry? I feel like I know that name, but I don't know.
He was the rookie from Arizona State last year.
Not a lot of information, but okay.
He was hurt a lot last year.
Okay, so he's injury prone and he's playing for a 2-quarterback system offense.
There's not going to be a 2-quarterback system.
I mean, not 2-quarterback system, but do we think Cam Newton survives the entire year as the Patriots starter? Is the question.
Well, if the rule carries over from Tom Brady to Cam Newton, you're not allowed to hit the quarterbacks for that place in New England. So yeah, I think there's a good chance he makes it.
That'll be an interesting study to see the difference in how he's refereed compared to how Tom was coddled there in New England.
Right.
All right, Bando on the clock.
Bando the Mando.
Rashad Perriman. There's a blast from the past. Oh boy. All right.
Yeah,
another quarterback here.
We could probably be saving this for when we're done with the draft, but since we're basically done, here are the matchups week 1. I've got Greg. It's going to be Mick and Bando facing off, and then it's Ben and Searles actually going head-to-head week 1.
Man, there you go, Ben. Week 1 win.
Tim and
Austin.
Week
1 winner.
Tim and Austin, and then Brett and our fan. So...
Oh, no. I have to go now. That's a lose-lose, man. That's a lose-lose situation.
It looks like I will be streaming defenses again this year because I have not picked one, and that is the last spot I have to draft.
Nice.
You filled out your entire bench before getting a defense.
I did.
Bold move.
Sometimes it's the way it goes. No, you don't.
Defenses are the most unpredictable thing in fantasy football.
True. It is a good. Sometimes it's good to go week to week. I mean, if you don't get one of the top ones, it's.
There were those Ravens defense back in the day when I was a youngster. Those things were.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't get one of the top 2 or 3 defenses, though.
True.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. So much of that's based on matchup each week. So.
What division as well? Like New England always had the easy division, so that was a easy pick. All right. 2 spots left here. I don't even know these guys' names. Oh boy. All right. Well, I'm gonna go Divine Zigbo.
Ziggy.
Sure. Why not?
I think he's my only Husker on the team.
Let's see. Take a guy that we've already talked about.
No, there you go. N'Keal. What just happened? Oh,
sure.
Ziggy. Matt Prater, that's what happened, buddy.
Matt Prater. Oh, the kickers are flowing now. Oh boy.
Kickers are flying off the board.
I think I might have taken the fans' pick in Divine.
Or he's just applauding it. He's giving you kudos.
I hope so. I hope he has to play me, so I don't know if he's super psyched about it. All right, pronounce the name real quick, Josh.
Hines.
Naeem Hines.
I want to judge Greg's team here. See what we're working.
We'll do a quick recap after we're actually done drafting, but
yeah. Boswell, wow, that's a blast from the past. Isn't he the one that made like 7 field goals in a game or 8 field goals or something?
Any ideas on who Mr. Irrelevant's going to be?
Who has that pick?
It's a kicker.
Mick?
It's going to be a kicker from Mick.
Or Mick. Sorry, yeah, Mick.
No idea. Greg's out.
He
left the draft.
That's not fair.
Yeah, Greg quit.
Quitter.
All right, I got my eye on a couple guys here for my last pick. Let's see.
Tim just stole my pick. That pissed me off. There's my solipsism pick.
Solipsism.
Took until round 16 to happen.
the Saints D, really? That was your. I wanted the Bucks D. Greg stole that from me.
Probably the biggest one for me was Calvin Ridley.
That was Josh,
honestly,
interesting pick.
I didn't have any solipsism. I did that to Tim a couple
times. Just ask Josh who mine was.
Josh, who was Tim?
Ask
Julian Edelman.
Yeah.
It's not even a guy that I like or really wanted that bad. I was just like, I'll take him, I guess.
The good news for Homeland Obscurity is that not only do you draft Larry Fitzgerald, but he comes with a bonus-free wheelchair. So,
hey, you're talking about one of the greats. You show some respect, sir.
I just somehow managed to zoom way in on my screen here, and I cannot see anything.
I was going to say, you left the draft, and then you joined the draft, Austin. What are you doing?
How do I leave this mess and go look at my roster
here?
First thing you do is trade me your 3 best players.
I did scroll down far enough to see that Andrew Luck is still a draftable player.
He is a draftable player. Interesting.
Really makes me want to pull the trigger on it, but I don't think that'd be smart. So
probably not.
I'll take Mr. Robbie Anderson instead.
Sure. All right, Bando, last pick. Tevin Coleman. I hate the Cowboys, but they got Malik Collins, Luke Gifford, and Randy Gregory on that side. So I'll go Cowboys D.
Nice.
Oh boy.
All right, Mick with the last pick. Jake Elliott.
The draft is complete. Oh, it didn't tell me a grade.
Go to my team.
Well, hold on. You have to go to the so you can check the projections if you go to the main draft lobby, exit the draft, and then
draft recap. Here we go.
Yeah, league home and
draft recap. There we go. I see it.
Oh, it just tells you who was drafted where. It doesn't give you grades. That's unfortunate.
You lied to us.
Well,
Tim.
no. Hold on.
Tim thinks he
folks.
knows what's going on.
There's a projections.
Go to league, and you go to projections. You got to go to final standing projections, and let's see. I am projected to go number 1. Yes, let's go, baby.
Stop.
This is not made up.
No,
well,
you're
I don't.
not.
I don't see
made
this,
up.
Tim.
This is for real.
Where is this at?
No.
He is.
No.
Tim is projected number 1. Saucy Nugs projected number 2.
Let's go. Let's
Hold
go.
on. I need corroboration.
Team number 3. I'm team number 4. Ormond Rowboats team 5. Greg Sharp team 6.
Oh, come on! I was hoping he was 10.
Our fan team 7. Searles team 8. Obscurity team 9, and Bando team 10.
That's not a shock. That is not a shock, folks.
Not a shock at all.
I just
okay,
won
boys.
so.
Well,
playoffs probably
it
out
only
of the
took an
picture
hour. This only took an hour.
Good work, boys.
Okay, Josh, give me a letter grade of your team, in your opinion, and give me your favorite pick and your most controversial pick.
Well, controversial. Obviously, that's not hard. Julian Edelman, but that's also my favorite pick because of the controversy. So, no, overall grade, I would say. I mean, after you telling me that I'm picked to go number 2, then that bumps it up a little bit. I'll give myself an A-. Before that, I was thinking maybe a B, but I'll give myself an A-, and we'll go with that. But I don't like the fact that Tim is projected ahead of me though. That's not good.
Tim, let's go to you next. How are you? Give yourself a letter grade. Your favorite pick and your most worrisome pick.
Well, I give myself an A+ and A++. I mean, I think I picked off the charts. I am, after all, ESPN's numero uno pick. In terms of picks, I'm proud about. I think Deshaun Watson was actually a sneakily good pick. I mean, yeah, quarterbacks don't necessarily make or break your team in the draft, but he's projected to score 22 points right out of the gate against Austin Orman's rowboats. I'll take that any day of the week. And, Bobby Roundtree doesn't make Bobby Trees doesn't exactly make headlines, but he's a good value pickup as well. So my entire starting lineup is decent. I will say this. I don't like my bench. My bench is made up of questionable guys, not least of which Aaron Rodgers. He's staring at me with his his evil stare right now. I'm not liking it. But yeah, I mean, I'm picked to win the league. I agree with ESPN's assessment. I'm going to run away with this thing. See you losers on the flip side.
You got to go give your leadership team a high five for their efforts today
yeah.
in the draft assist. Okay, Austin, why don't you go next?
Man, I don't know. I'll give myself a solid B. I think that's fair. I think I took a lot of fair players in their range. The most controversial pick is going to be Aaron Jones. I took him at 4 with Zeke Elliott and Dalvin Cook still on the board. So that's going to be a pick that gets talked about if it doesn't pan out for me. But I'm quietly confident in Aaron Jones. Also a running back, though, for my favorite pick, Marlon Mack. He's running back 1 right now. You took Jonathan Taylor before I took Marlon Mack. Frank Reich has already said Marlon Mack is running back number 1. He's been durable. He's had over 1,000 yards. He did last year. He was close the year before that. The Colts really like him. They're going to feed him the ball. He's someone I'm confident putting up pretty solid number of points for me this year.
Very good. All right, Mr. Whitty.
Yeah, but without knowing much about anything here, I'd probably give myself a C+, maybe a B-. Probably falls along the same lines of what ESPN graded me as. I don't feel too horrible about my team. I did load up at running back with Chubb and Henry as my first 2 picks. Will Fuller is the wild card on my starting lineup. We'll see how he does. Hopefully Deshaun Watson has a good season just for selfish purposes there. And I really do like my bench because I have CeeDee Lamb and Henry Ruggs, so it'll be interesting to see if 2 rookies can have some good years for me.
Definitely. I'm going to give myself
and a Zigbo.
There you go, Ziggy as well. I'm going to give myself a B+ with the grading. I think my biggest concern with my team is wide receiver because I'm expecting them all to take steps forward. I mean, I said on Sports Nightly that I like guys that are consistent and have proven it year after year. Well, I take 2 second-round guys as my top 2 receivers in A.J. Brown and Terry McLaurin. So kind of taking a shot there, but I do like my fallback options of Keenan Allen. I think Tyler Boyd is solid. So I think I do have some decent options at backup receiver. My favorite pick is Josh Jacobs. I was surprised he made it all the way back to me in round 2. I think he's going to get fed the ball a ton. So that's kind of my assessment of my team. I think overall we're feeling okay about our situation. Okay, any final words, boys, before we sign off?
I'm excited. That's it.
Long live Andrew Luck's right shoulder.
I think Tim's
even
out
though
here.
I don't have Brady on my team, I'm still going to win by 50 each week.
Brett, any final words?
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Brett is probably the least confident. I think that's safe to say. I mean, I really want to take down the Hickman Jackrabbits. That's kind of my season's goal. But yeah, we'll see who comes out on top. Thanks to Lamar, our fan, for joining us in on this. And we plan to do these every Sunday, hopefully before the games get started, and we can kind of recap the week before and get into a little bit more on our teams and what we're expecting. So should be fun. Looking forward to this throughout the year. Something that we're not used to doing or talking about on our show is talking NFL number 1, and then fantasy sports nonetheless is number 2. So should be fun each and every week. All right, gentlemen, thanks. Appreciate it. Congrats on the drafts for those of you that like yours. If you don't, well, sucks to suck, and I hope your team's terrible.
Yep. I agree.
Ditto.
All right, boys. That's it. That's it for all of us. Thanks to all you for listening. We'll talk to you next week. See you later.